Perfect.
I'm hopping straight into business. Anime, such an important part of the movie world, and especially the horror genre in general, but yet so underrated. Definitely needs to be talked about more in the horror community. I mean, we are talking about absolutely insane visuals, stories, character development. There are even artists like Junji Ito who have created this huge world of terrifying characters and monsters, so much that it's even seeped into pop culture. I mean, you can literally go into Hot Topic or Spencer's right now and see some sort of Junji merch, which is really cool. Speaking of that, we can start to notice a huge like upcoming of anime in pop culture and like the American culture in general, but to be able to see it in horror, I feel like it needs to be talked about way more than it is now. So I've created like a small little list to kind of put you guys on a good horror anime to watch and kind of give reasons why it's so important to be up to date on what animes are coming out in the horror world, because I mean, we could see some live action remakes. We could see some new genres of stories besides paranormal or possession. All right, so of course, I'm going to start with the basic suggestions of Death Note, which has an anime series and a live action remake that was pretty well received, even though I think it's kind of garbage and doesn't really stick to the actual original anime. It did do well. And also Demon Slayer, which just had a theatrical movie release too, which went crazy. Those are two really solid, really good animes with some good visuals that are always good to start off with. And then there's anime shows that are kind of more intense, like Berserk and High Rise Invasion. High Rise Invasion is actually a Netflix special. I kind of came across it by chance and I really enjoyed it. It's more of like an action horror gore type anime, but still in the some genre of horror, and I really enjoyed it and the story's great. So if you guys haven't like ran across that show, I highly suggest watching it. And Parasite is more of a body horror type anime as well, but has a really good storyline and I loved it. Elfen Lied is another good kind of classic anime. It's older, but it is beautiful. It is one of my favorite animes in general, but if you just need a good watch or want to see something kind of inspiring like aesthetic wise, I 100% recommend watching this anime and you will not be disappointed in any way, shape, or form. Tokyo Ghoul is another that was really beautiful and I really enjoyed, but the story kind of starts to fall off a little bit in the second season. But if you can just hold that appreciation for the visuals themselves, I feel like you'll really be able to enjoy the series. But that being said, I feel like the aesthetics that are brought to the table from anime movies in general can really, really be appreciated, especially in the genre of horror that is so wide and honestly really focused on aesthetics in every single movie, but especially these anime shows that have really had great success, and watching how these artists create a mood and a whole pop culture group of people just from drawings, I think is really, really insane. And the biggest part of horror is creativity to me, and seeing different outlets for that is awesome. And if you're a horror fan in general, you've got to be able to expand your boundaries on what you watch. And if you're anything like me, you've probably seen it all and it gets really old. But if you can just kind of separate yourself from that, oh, anime is cheesy, anime is for kids, whatever, and you sit down and you enjoy one of these 6 shows, you'll not be disappointed. And I feel like you'll really come to like anime and maybe even expand yourself to other shows, which is super cool. So hopefully you guys can have some new information on how to go about watching horror animes. I know it's kind of hard to find things nowadays unless you've got things like Crunchyroll or a whole bunch of other different apps to be able to find these anime shows. But if you're willing to take the time to look, and if you're willing to take the time to enjoy it, then you'll be golden. But if you guys have any suggestions of animes for me to review or maybe add to another list in the future, like I said, I am a little bit new on anime, but I would love to learn what you guys are into. If you guys can put me on any new animes for me, because I'm always looking for new stuff to watch and new things to review for you guys. So make sure to hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also Project Nerd, who is so nice to have me on their channel. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. We're always commenting back, getting in touch with, our listeners, and we really want to get this shit popping. So thank you for watching, you guys, and I will see you guys next week.